All right, let's break down yet another vintage fourth quarter from Tom Brady. Not even really the fourth quarter. I mean, just the final, 5 minutes of this football game. It was an incredible final 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes and 18 seconds left, as you see on the screen. They're going to have to go 91 yards. They're going to have to get the ball back and then get another touchdown to win this game. I mean, it's over. It can't be won here. This is going to be a really difficult comeback. Well, how do you make it happen? Well, first, guys got to win their one-on-one matchups, and that's really what happened. That's really kind of the main way they were able to have this happen. Is Brady's going to get all the credit. He deserves a ton of credit. He was amazing. But, in these final 5 minutes. Wasn't great the whole game, but in the final 5 minutes, he was perfect. But also, players made plays. Chris Godwin is going to be the guy here who, it's actually the exact same scenario when there was the interception to Demario Davis. It was the exact same setup. The only difference was Brady thought that was man. It was actually zone. This time it is actually man coverage. So it's a good route against this concept when it actually is this concept. Watch as Brady takes the snap. Brady is going to look towards Godwin. He's going to fire towards Godwin. You see Godwin gave him a little bit of a window. And this is just all you need. It's just guys being able to win a little bit, right? You don't have to get crazy open. Godwin turns and, nearly got a lot more yards on that play. There was a couple players. Tyrann Mathieu was there. Wasn't going to go for too much more, but could have been a little bit more there. But still, plays like this was kind of the key to them starting to get the drive going. Looked like the Saints, going over to this play, the Saints at times tried to say, okay, let's maybe play some zone. Let's try to sprinkle some zone in there. Again, the Saints weren't really doing anything different in these drives than what they were doing all game. I mean, they weren't playing this prevent defense, which we've seen teams do. The Rams game comes to mind where Brady was able to pick apart the prevent defense. In this game, the Saints are kind of just doing what they're doing, playing zone coverage. Mike Evans is going to try to find a gap there. Brady takes the snap. Brady is going to fire down the field. And again, you see Evans is open. And there were some plays early on in the game where Brady wasn't even looking down the field. He was just throwing the ball to a check down right away. That's what he was trying to do. But guys can get open down the field, and this is Evans here. As you see, Evans makes the grab and picks up the first down. And again, you're getting some chunk plays here. This is what makes an offense work a lot better. On a 2nd down and 10, don't run the football and gain 3 yards. That's a bad situation to be in. Give your quarterback 2 chances to get the first down. And that's exactly what we saw the Buccaneers do late in this game that we didn't see them do early on in this game. So that's kind of a big way they were able to have this comeback happen. And going over here, this is also a big way we saw the comeback happen, was just let your player make a play. I'm constantly reminded this season, I feel like I brought up several times the specific play with in the Rams playoff game where they ended up losing, but they had this great comeback, and Mike Evans went to Tom Brady on the sideline and said, Tom, at this point, why don't we just throw one up? Tom said, okay, let's do it. Fired one up towards Mike Evans, who had that big touchdown over Jalen Ramsey that got the Buccaneers back in that game. This felt a little bit similar. It's at the 45-yard line here, but on a 2nd down and 20, I mean, you're in a bit of a tough spot. Why not just throw one up? What's the worst that can happen? Brady takes the snap, and you're going to see it's going to end up being a one-on-one matchup down the field. There was only a single safety deep, and you see Mike Evans, the safety actually moved in. So at this point, Mike Evans is past the defense right here. This throw was maybe a bit off, but it still would have been caught if not for a penalty. There was, every ref in the area threw a flag, and that set up the first touchdown. So, hey, maybe when you have one of the better deep shot receivers in football, maybe take some deep shots. I don't know, just a crazy idea here. It does feel like with how good this Buccaneers team is in these 2-minute drills, it to me, I would say, is a clear evidence that yes, it is a smart idea if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to trust this team and to become more of a deep passing attack. I mean, you won a Super Bowl with Bruce Arians by doing that. I don't know why they're not doing it here. Maybe this will wake them up. I actually think there's maybe some optimism it could. But like this play is another example of, they get the ball back with time. Again, you can criticize New Orleans and their offensive approach and how, there was that Mark Ingram play where he basically ran out instead of getting the first down, which in hindsight feels really bad now. But of course, that's knowing what we know now. At the time, it felt like the game was over. So sure, if you're a veteran player, don't take a hit, run out of bounds. But obviously, knowing what we know now, that's tough. However, anyways, you still got some time to, you still got to worry about stuff, right? 46 seconds left. It's a 1st down and 10, but, you need guys to make a play. And Julio Jones was absolutely a factor in this game. I thought Julio Jones played well in this one and could have played even better. Brady obviously missed him on that deep shot where him and Evans both got open, and Brady didn't see Evans, threw to Julio, who was less open, and missed him. But here on this play, you're going to watch as Julio is not open. I mean, this is just not open. This is a straight up, Brady is sitting here saying, hey, I remember when you made that ridiculous catch in the Super Bowl against my team that I thought was going to cost me the Super Bowl. Maybe I should just throw the ball in your direction. Just see what you have to do. I mean, that's legitimately all it is. It's a pure 50-50 ball. I'm going to hope that my wide receiver can potentially make a play right here, which is, I think you could argue in both sides. You could sit here and say, hey, it's a bad decision. It's 1st down and 10. You have opportunities. Don't get too crazy here. But there's a couple things to note. One is that the time still kind of is a factor here. I mean, you're going to get enough shots to take shots towards the end zone, but in a typical spot, I think Brady might just throw a check down to Fournette and pick up a couple of yards there, but that's not really helping you as much in this situation. You're going to burn some time. You can't fully just run the offense that way, so I wouldn't love that decision. And the other flip side is just that, well, you have good receivers who can make good contested catches. Like Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, and Mike Evans are all good contested catch receivers, so look in their direction. Brady just, again, purely throws it up, and somehow Julio comes down with it. That's why you go out and get Julio Jones. And kind of the argument against getting Julio Jones was, listen, this guy's old, he keeps getting injured, is he really worth it? But the flip side is that there's such high upside. It's a low risk, very high reward move, and even if it doesn't play all 17 games, the games that he will play, he should have an impact in. And in this game, the Buccaneers do not win this game, I don't think, without Julio Jones. I think they needed Julio Jones to win, and luckily they had him. And then, of course, we got to go to the final play. It's technically the second to last play because the Saints got a play at the end there. But the final Buccaneers play here late in it were the touchdown that would win it. Rachaad White, who I'm so happy this guy was able to, get a sort of his Buccaneers moment now, his NFL moment. The guy deserves to be the starter. The guy is the better halfback. He's a legitimately good running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's man coverage that they're going up against, so a bunch of one-on-one matchups. But with the two receivers who are lined up to the offense's right, the two other eligible receivers besides the halfback, you have a tight end, you have Mike Evans, they're going to get extra attention, right? The safety is not going to come in and look at Rachaad White. You know that. Really, White just has to beat the linebacker who's covering him. And so right when this play begins, I mean, you see White's open, and this is a great decision to make this throw because while there isn't much time left, only 5 seconds now, there was 8 seconds before this play began, you're in a situation where you have a timeout. It's 3rd down and goal. You only get 2 shots anyway. So, at this point, the timeout basically means nothing, but you can be in position to where at this point for Rachaad White, you make the throw and get him the football. I don't know if he's getting the touchdown. When I saw this live, my thought was, I don't think he's going to get in, actually. I thought this was kind of like I don't know. This seems like a good tackle. Should get him down at the 2 or 1. But hey, that's not a terrible situation. You still get a play inside the 2-yard line, which gives you an opportunity, or White gets into the end zone. So this is the right read. It's better than just throwing up a jump ball in this situation. I was thinking Julio over the top. He had a sort of a one-on-one, but I think this is the right play. Brady makes the throw. White makes a great move after the catch. I mean, to be able to make the catch and turn around so quickly to get into the end zone, and you just have to think how different this feels from, the way this game was feeling at a certain point, where especially after that holding penalty that took away the game-winning touchdown, if they lost this game, you're in a situation where playoffs are not a given, and even if you make the playoffs, you just don't feel good about yourself. And listen, there's still issues here, but the one thing that Brady keeps reminding us this season, we saw it in the Rams game, we're seeing it now, and we even saw it in a couple of the comebacks that weren't, like that Packers game, is that yes, there's issues. Yes, this Buccaneers team has struggled, but you know what? You just can never count out number 12. You can never count out the GOAT. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.